This video is about me revisiting my sketch drawings, which at the time I thought were really good. I still do like them, they've got a fun feel about them, but for me to move forward with making not just a front-facing image of his outfits, but also a side image of his outfits, it would be good to use something that's capable of 3D in some way. And I've had a go with different generative AI art packages, and they all get too creative with what I ask them to do. Like I can give this as a reference image, tell it to present it to me turned sideways 90 degrees, and they just don't do what I want them to do. And for that reason, I'm thinking of moving away from trying to shoehorn the software into being like me, and instead going to shoehorn me into being like software. And the best one, I think, for me to get these outfits is Adobe Substance. It's a beta product. Adobe Substance 3D Viewer Beta. At the moment, it's a beta product. And when I put in the prompt and I mention shoes and gloves because sometimes it just won't draw hands, and, and this is my workaround. Um, so let me show you. Instead of black gloves, it could be, ooh, it could be red gloves. A man is wearing a blue shirt and tie and green suit trousers. This is so that in an art package later I can easily colour replace bits of it. And just going to make a note of that prompt and then run it. There's a man with some of those qualities. I did want it to be a black tie. Black tie. I wonder if I can say headless, or if some policy would say that that's a terrible thing to say and how dare I say it. Let's try that. Ah, oh dear. Okay, we'll have an unwanted head then. Hmm. Actually, that's quite good the way they've anonymised him. Um, Faceless. I mean, if you think about it, that's as bad as headless. Possibly worse. But they don't mind it. Okay. And then what I can do is using my mouse and right clicking and dragging, I can get this person into a side facing position. And this is potentially very useful to me later on. But what I'm happy with right now is just that I've got a front facing person dressed how I want them to be dressed. That's a real step forward. And then the snapshot button lets me save that. So what do I call this? Clothes 00 PNG. And when I open that folder and look at the image it's made, this checkerboard means that it's all transparent. So I could have a background like this and I could paste that on and everything that was checkerboard vanishes You've just got the image appearing on whatever background you like. Keep the prompt backed up. Oh, and before I do that, I'm going to save this model as model 00, because that way I can return to it and rotate the character as I see fit. Right, let's generate this shirt, tie, shorts and sports shoes. Okay, so at this point we see that man, should probably say adult man, but yeah, that's better. I like it. I'm going to say slim as well, so that there's a consistency to the images as we go along. It's a process of trial and error. I think that this software is in beta for a reason, and some of the prompts which I came up with accidentally gave me things I wasn't expecting. Like if I wanted a vest, no, if I wanted a tracksuit top, it would give me a vest, which was very confusing. And then if I typed in vest, I might get something else. So I came up with prompts, and sometimes I put notes that I will have to manually edit the image that this produces because it's not enough, and I might try so many attempts at changing the prompt and not getting what I wanted that I just thought, I'll tell you what, I'll just draw it on the front view, turn the person 90 degrees and draw whatever's missing on the side view as well. So this really did take a lot of hours to get through, to do prompts for both the men and the women. And there should be 100 images generated, but I thought as the 100 images are made up of 10 tops for the men and 10 bottoms for the men in different combinations, and then another 100 as 10 tops for the women and 10 bottoms for the women. But if I just concentrated on like man in the suit, and then the next outfit wouldn't involve the shirt and tie and wouldn't involve the suit trousers, and just try to keep the variety up, I thought that that way I could cover everything in 10 prompts for the men and 10 prompts for the women. Unfortunately, there were so many situations where what I asked for it wasn't giving me, that I had to keep thinking of how to reword things, and sometimes I just couldn't. So for instance, there's a type of skirt that's got a split, so half of the skirt is down to the knee and half of it is up more towards the thigh, and I didn't know how to express that as a prompt, so I decided I'll just have a long skirt and a short skirt, and I'll do some artwork that uses a bit of each. So yeah, it's been a long day, but it's very good to have something I can have faith in going forward. I'm having a hard time with trying to get someone with shorts that go below the knee, because technically these ones do go below the knee, kind of, but I want them to come down to the shin. I'm not a fast typist, this is just the video playing at high speed. Nearly. Result. Ding ding. Although the animal cartoon people have got more um, like stuffed toy kind of bodies, I'm wondering if the work I'm doing to acquire these adult dimension bodies can be applied to the animal cartoons by stretching things about a bit. So perhaps those dimensions I could fit a sort of stuffed toy head onto. Um, Grab that. It's just for in the name of science. Flatten it all down so that I can grab the green colour and apply it. Attempt to apply it where the hands are. Have to reduce the tolerance up here. I'll use the brush to do the rest of it because it's not playing ball with the fill bucket feature. Okay, so that's a rough idea there. Bit more green for the legs. Pretty good. I like it. Another software I tried is on a website called huggingface.co, and the software is called Trellis, Trellis, and I could use that for free, and I had mixed results with that. It did produce colour in the downloaded 3D object, which I loaded into a viewer and was rotating. I did notice that the colours weren't quite the same as the colours of my original images, so I think there's still more to study, but it's a very good beginning for me to have the reliability of the Adobe Substance uh, outfits and to know that when I rotate them they're going to keep their consistency. A big problem at the moment is that the different generative AI models, when they attempt to rotate images and show them sideways, they don't really show them sideways. They're just slightly changed in angle. The body isn't really facing sideways. It's kind of facing forward and the head is slightly turned. And that's not what I'm asking for. I need something that is rotated to almost 90 degrees. And yeah, things are going quite well now. I do think that maybe the use of the Rodan software would give me a good side profile face of the woman, and then if I paid money and had it with the colour in the face and the clothing, then that would probably move forward quite quickly. And the free tool, the Trellis, I think that's got potential in some situations. There may be some new contender come on the market. It's going to take me a long time before I attempt to seriously make 3D objects beyond the tests that I've been doing in the past couple of days. and in the meantime I'll just prepare and make sure that the front facing images of the cartoon assets which I am creating, that they're ready for when the time comes.